All right, everyone. Well, we're going to break down the trades from today, finishing in the green above the daily goal. First day so far in October where I've crossed my daily goal. So that's good. And the bulk of the profits today came from WHLR. This was our big momentum stock yesterday. Although, as you may recall from my recap, I didn't trade it very well. It was on my watch list. It was like dialed in on it, but I felt like I couldn't afford the risk to break the ice on that trade with big size at the time that it started to squeeze up, which was like 10:30 or whatever it was, 10:30. So a little late in the morning. And at that moment, I was only up $500 on the day. Today, though, was a little bit different. Today, I sat down 6:45 and we didn't have anything on the scans, but WHLR was up about 30%, making it at that moment our leading percentage gainer coming into 7 a.m. So 7 a.m., boom, it dips, and then as it starts to curl back up, I jumped in it, and it rips up about $2 a share. I hit the daily goal in 3 minutes today. Literally, within 3 minutes, I was already up $5,000 on WHLR. So I'll show you my trades on this. So where's my mouse? Let's see. So you can see the WHLR chart here. We're going to zoom into, we'll do the 10-second chart. Well, no, let's start high level. Let's start high level with the daily chart. So WHLR, this is a stock that has done a number of reverse splits, has been selling off, and recently did sort of two splits very close together, which was sort of interesting. We got this big squeeze back here in early September, and this was really impressive. The thing goes like, I mean, this was like on fire. It was really wild. Then it sells off, and even though it didn't come all the way back down under $1 a share, they did a second reverse split right here. So all of a sudden the price goes up to like $26, $30 a share, which was surprising. I was thinking, all right, we're going to have breaking news come out on this. They've done a split. They've reduced the float even more. This thing's going to do something crazy. But then it goes down for like 10 days in a row. It just pulls back. And then all of a sudden yesterday, finally it pops up, but with no news. So big picture is we've got lots of room to the 200 moving average. We've got a good amount of room up to 30, which is this pivot right here, and then room up to about 38. No nearby resistance. So we're in great shape there on the daily. On the 5-minute chart, we have a little bit of an issue, which is that yesterday it squeezed up to a high of about $18, pulled back, and then at 4 a.m., as you can see right here, on about 144,000 shares of volume, it squeezed up almost $10 a share from $14 all the way up to 22. High was 22.68. But it drops right back down because there's no news, there's no catalyst. And, you know, the market's warm. I suppose this is nice to see, but it's not hot. We're not in a hot market right now. In fact, you might even say it's a little cold. Yesterday was pretty cold. So, except for this. So anyways, pops up here, sells off, and then right at 7 a.m., it was still up about 30%. So I was watching it, and this was the pop that we got right at 7 a.m. right here. And so as we come into 7 a.m., let's get dialed in on the 10-second chart. I didn't yet have this blue line drawn, so that I drew later. So all I had was basically a double bottom level of support off of around $16. So that was kind of right around, oh, maybe it was like 17. It was like right around here. So coming into 7 a.m., I'm watching it, and the level I'm actually watching is, let's see, let me grab my drawing tool. So I was watching this level here of $18 a share because it kind of tapped that level twice. And I thought, you know, coming into 7 a.m., there's probably a lot of traders who are looking at this leading gainer and thinking, all right, if this thing starts to squeeze, I'm jumping on. And that was my mentality too. So 7 a.m., it dips down, and then when it rips up here through 18, boom, I jump in. So I jumped in for the break of 18, and it goes in an instant to 1950, hits a high right here of, what was it, like 1966. So this goes up over $1.50 a share for an instant winner. And this was actually probably one of the fastest winners I've had recently. So I was in this at 7 a.m. and 20 seconds. First fill was 17.98. And let's see, it hits a high of 19, I mean, this is kind of wild. $19.66 was about 15 seconds later. It was that fast that it whipped through this level. So in less than a minute, I was up $5,000 today. That was like an instant trade. Now through this area, this consolidation, I took a couple more trades. So I did a dip off of about 1850, pops back up to like 1910, another dip down here off of 18, comes back up to 19, and then I bought this breakout right here and got stopped out. So I had a total of about 3 winners and 1 loser. The 1 loser was about a $300 loss, so nothing too bad, but that was my loss. And then I said, all right, let's just wait a second and see what it wants to do. It starts fading again, kind of like it did earlier. So I'm like, all right, it's a little disappointing. I kind of was watching for possible support around this $17 level. It didn't hold. Then I was kind of thinking, well, maybe we'll get some support a little bit lower. So I was kind of starting to look around like $16. Comes down, goes a little lower. It's not holding. So I kind of got to a point where I was thinking, all right, maybe this is it. Maybe we're not going to get anything else on it. But then all of a sudden, look at this. At the open, it sells off and then it rips back up right here. And as it makes that move right there, I jumped in on this micro pullback. Let me get my drawing tool right here. So I was in right here on that little pullback. Sorry, I don't know why. I think it's Thinkorswim because I'm doing the Thinkorswim challenge. Thinkorswim just has this like tendency of slowing down my entire machine. Anyways, so anyways, that was the dip right there. So bought that dip, 2,000 shares, got a nice little pop there, made another $700 or $1,000, something like that. And that put me up $5,953.07 on WHLR. That was by far the biggest winner. The other 2 stocks, 2 trades on TOVX, 1 winner, 1 loser, and 1 trade on CETX, 1 loser. So in total today, accuracy, definitely at least 4 losers. 3 losers, 1, 2, 3. And then, maybe there were like 4 winners. So accuracy today, not as high as I would like it to be, but profit loss ratio, good. Average loser is probably $300. This was a $150 loss. This one was about, what was it? It was about 400. So yeah, so 1,000, so about $300 average losers. But in any case, that's still not bad. So, all right. So then I had the trades on WHLR, and then I got a trade on TOVX. So TOVX hits the scanners, and I'm initially kind of like, I'm not sure if this one's going to work, but let's see what it wants to do. It squeezed from $1.30 all the way up to $2.10. So I took 2 trades on it. First trade, micro pullback. All right, so the micro pullback was the first trade on this one, and I got in, let's see, it was actually right here. So I bought this dip. It dips down right through here, and I bought the dip off of 80. And this was actually a little bit annoying. I took this trade in Thinkorswim. I got filled at 81, and then I filled the rest at 89. So I got like 8 cents of slippage on that order. Anyways, it does squeeze up. It goes through 2, hits a high of about 205, dips down. Then in my main account, let's see, I got a trade as it came back up right here. And I took 2 trades on this. I took a trade for the break of 95 right there. So this was the setup. I got in right there for the breakthrough 95. And where was the other trade? Oh, no, I can't remember. But anyways, and ended up only making $160 of profit. So it wasn't easy to trade. Lost on fees and commissions on it. So kind of annoying there on TOVX. Just is what it is. Didn't want to cooperate. Now CETX, this one's kind of interesting. So CETX, the only news they announced was a reverse split. So they have a reverse split, and it is down 50%. And so I'm like, stock splits, well, excuse me, here's the thing. Sometimes a stock split will result in the stock squeezing up, and that happens because the float's reduced, and then a lot of times the stock is back at a more appealing price range, not a penny stock. And so you get that spike. But it's not as common for a company to do a reverse split and then for the stock to drop 50%. And that's what happened here. So after it dropped, I was like, well, this doesn't really make sense. And I was watching down here to buy the dip at 253. And I didn't. I sort of hesitated. The volume was lighter. Goes up to 270, goes up to 280. And finally, I punch it at 295 for the breakthrough 3. And there was a huge hidden seller. I bought, and immediately I was like, whoa, I just bought from a huge hidden seller. There's a big iceberg order there. And my shares filled instantly, no slippage. And all of a sudden, I'm realizing this thing is... it's heavy. There's a big seller here. So I turned around and sold it right away and lost $400 on it. It did end up coming up a little bit later, but then selling back off. It just doesn't really make sense to me, but this is the thing with trading is you can't get stubborn. If it doesn't make sense, then you just cut your loss, you get out. So anyways, and then I traded that one in the small account as well, and I lost on it in the small account. Still a green day in the small account, but I'll do a recap for that separately. So today was day, I think, 12 of the small account challenge. I've had 3 trades this week. Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm sitting right here at the moment, locking up a green day, feeling pretty good about that. Not wanting to overstay my welcome, up just under $6,000. Hit the daily goal, green is good. Now, if we take a look at the week so far, so let's see. I'm gonna back this out. I'm gonna put up my TraderView metrics here. So, I've got to grab my trades from yesterday, so I'll download those here while we're going over this. So as we're starting the beginning of October, my strong feeling is that I just need to keep building a little bit of a cushion. I don't want to take too much risk. I don't want to do anything crazy. I just want to, slow and steady, build that cushion. And my hope is that I could just get through this first week of the month, and it's nothing exciting. I'm not crushing it. I'm not finding that, we're having big momentum, but I can just chip away, small base hits, small green days, and of course live to trade another day. And then my hope is that coming into next week, that's when we start to see a little bit more action. So, all right, so I'm going to grab this, boom, upload that, import trades. So now that imports, I download it from Lightspeed, then I import it right here. So it'll import and then it'll update my trades right there. So yesterday, $1,600 with the 2 accounts combined. So kind of a slow start to the month, but if we look just last 7 days, it's fine. Slow and steady is the name of the game, right? Can't really complain too much about that. I just have to be careful that I don't, set myself up for a big red day. And again, today's going to be a $5,000 green day. So once I import that, we'll be up around this level. So this month so far, let's look at what the accuracy and profit loss ratio has been. It's only going to be 2 days into the month. Monday and Tuesday, accuracy 69%. Good. Profit loss ratio inverted. $600 winner, $877 loser, because I had this one big loss here on API yesterday. So largest gain, 2,300, largest loss, 2,700. Not ideal. Now, I would say that this appears to have grouped several trades together. So sometimes when I see that, that's 3 individual trades. 1, 2, 3. So what you can do in this platform, now I'm trying to remember. I don't usually do this, but you could split the trade. So that'll split the trade. It'll separate the trade into the 2 trades that it actually should have been. So API, and I really don't know why it sometimes groups them together. But anyway, so that was October. So now are they all split? It looks like they might be. So let's go back over to the calendar. Usually I wouldn't notice that, but just since it's so early in the month, it's like, well, wait a second, that's not right. So October 1st to the 3rd. All right, so 2,200. So that's actually still grouping. Is it? Or no, was that it? No, I guess that was it. No, I think it is still grouping 2 trades. So let's go to split. Oh, no, I guess no. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that is right. So, anyways, that's fine. So yeah, I mean, not that it really matters. It's you can split a trade like that. It just separates it. Like I said, it doesn't really make that big of a difference. But yeah, so the largest loss wasn't 2,700 because that was 3 trades I took that were cumulative to 2,700 yesterday. So anyway, so 2,200 was the largest loss, I guess, yesterday. So average loser $700. That brings it down a little bit. But then you see what also happened here is the accuracy came down because I took 1 loss and turned it into 3, which is correct. I mean, that is correct. It was not imported correctly for whatever reason, and I don't know. I really have no idea why they do that. But anyway, sometimes it happens. So yeah, so that's where I'm sitting here so far. Not a great profit loss ratio to start the month. Accuracy, not great. What's today going to look like? Well, today, fortunately, I've got one nearly $5,000 winner on WHLR. So that trade alone will boost my profit loss ratio significantly, right? I've only got 9 winners so far. So now the 10th winner is a $5,000 winner. So it's going to increase, it's definitely going to move that number up. A couple small losses today. Those will bring down the average of the losses. So the profit loss ratio should be better tomorrow. The accuracy, though, may not be too improved because I don't think my accuracy was a lot better than this today. So, it is a colder market. Even good quality setups not working as well. But have to remind myself to stay focused on trade the best, leave the rest, and not overstay my welcome. That's really going to be the key to success through the rest of this week, which is just tomorrow. That's all that's left. Now, as I sit here right now, I did see a couple other stocks start to pull away, and I've got to fight the temptation to trade them, the same as I did yesterday. So yesterday, by the way, if we look at my P&L, let's see. This was yesterday. So yesterday, it went red, went back to green, went red, and then got back to green, and that was it. I did not take any more trades for the rest of the day. That was it. Now, this does include a trade in my small account. Does it? It might. There'd be a tag. Yeah, there's one trade in the small account yesterday, but that's fine. So anyways, that's why it's 1,600. My recap yesterday, I was up, I think, 1,100 or something like that. 1,200, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, so anyways, did not come back in the afternoon, didn't fall into that trap, didn't let myself get sucked in. But as I saw INDO squeezing up, again, it's like, okay, hold the discipline. This market is not hot enough to take that kind of risk. Be patient. I saw RZLV hit the scanners today. Microsoft and Resolve partner to and you're like, whoa, partnership with Microsoft? But then you think, wait a second, isn't this the same stock that had a quote partnership with, what was it, like Nvidia or something like that, and Amazon a couple weeks ago? And the stock spiked to like $30 a share before immediately coming back down because people misinterpreted the headline. Yeah, that was the same stock. So seems like they're really thoughtful about the keywords they're using in their headlines. And there's nothing wrong with that, I guess. I don't know. They fine to do that. But what was the headline? Oh yeah, it was Microsoft and BlackRock, $30 billion welcomes. They welcome Microsoft and BlackRock's $30 billion investment. This article was nothing but them just applauding 2 other companies. It's really funny. So anyways, these are sort of PR strategies that these small cap companies will sometimes use, tie in other names, kind of try to piggyback off of the name recognition of these other, these other businesses, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm not falling for that. I saw that today and I was like, nope, no way. 45 million share float anyways. After my loss on API yesterday with a higher float, today I was like, just don't even bother. And the reality is right now our leading percentage gainer in the market is only up 41%. That's a tiny gap for what we're accustomed to. So I made the best of, I'm actually, to be honest, surprised I hit my daily goal, but WHLR gave us that rate of change. It was that one trade. And if I had missed that one trade today, I'd probably be up only, 1,000 on WHLR from the second trade And then minus this, I'd be up, 600 on the day or whatever it is. No, I guess well, it doesn't matter, yeah, 700 on the day. So it wouldn't have been a very impressive day if it weren't for that one trade. And that's why it's important to show up every single day, try to be consistent about showing up at the same time. That way, you don't feel that FOMO and frustration that you missed something. Now, it also for me is important to walk away at about the same time. That way it's like, look, it's 10:30, I'm done for the day. Doesn't matter what happens after 10:30. I've already locked it up. I paid myself. I made $5,700 today. Life is good. Now I can go do some other stuff. Now, as it turns out, that's probably going to be making videos for our Warrior Pro members, working on the curriculum, maybe doing a video for YouTube for weekend upload. But nonetheless, it's turning off my trading account and not taking any more trades. So that's my plan for the rest of the day. And the big thing here is exercising that muscle of patience and discipline, because the more I exercise it, the stronger it gets. And then in the moments when I really need it, it'll be there for me. So I hope you guys do the same. And thank you as always for tuning in. If you haven't already checked it out, I'll put a link down below for a free class. Anyone who watches that free class will get a copy of my book, How to Day Trade, The Plain Truth. We'll give you a digital copy so you can download it. In this book, I break down the guardrails that I use in my trading. So I really encourage you guys to check it out if you haven't already. So I'll put a link to that free class. It's a free intro to day trading class. It'll be posted top of the comments and linked in the description. So hope you guys check it out. And I'll remind you as always, trading is risky. My results aren't typical. So manage your risk, take it slow. And I'll see you guys back here bright and early. Friday morning, I'll be streaming, of course, for members at Warrior Trading starting just around 7 a.m. Okay, see you guys then.